Hello dear friends, Bliss, English second language class 10. Yes, you are right. I have promised you I will be discussing all the lessons of this book. Today we are going to discuss lesson 3 and it is passing away of Bapu. In our previous class it was introduced. Today I will be discussing the unit 1, first lesson, first unit of this lesson will be discussed. So friends, go to lesson 3, unit 1. Here it is, lesson 3, the passing away of Bapu, written by Noyantara Sehgal. Look at the author and the text. Noyantara Sehgal, 1927, and it is the birth of this famous writer, and she is one of the first female Indian writers in English to receive worldwide recognition. She is very much famous. Her fiction deals with India's response to the crisis brought about by political changes. Political changes, when India got her freedom. What happened then? What was the physical changes there? What was the feelings of people after passing away of Bapu? When Bapu died, Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and he is fondly called Bapu. And he is also known as the father of nation. What happened when he died? After this, we will know all about Noyantara Sehgal. She won the Sahitya Academy Award in 1986 for her novel Reach Like Us. After this, what is there? You can follow your book. The text and extract from Noyantara Sehgal's memoir Prison and Chocolate Cake recounts the incidents following the death of Gandhiji. It vividly describes not only the author's personal sense of loss but also the collected grief of the entire nation, that is India. Grief means sadness, sorrow of all people of India. Only the author's personal sense of loss but also the collective grief of the entire nation at the passing away of Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, who is fondly called Bapu. Now read the following, that is unit 1. What is there? You can follow unit 1. I was having tea at home on the evening of 20th January 1948 when I was called to Birla House by an urgent telephone call. That is Noyantara Sehgal, the narrator of this prose piece, was called to Birla House by an urgent telephone call, and it was evening 30th January 1948. Gandhiji had been shot dead on his way to a prayer meeting. I was numb with shock as I got into the car. The narrator was numb with shock. The narrator could not say, could not do, only she boarded the car and she was called to Birla House where Gandhiji was shot dead. That is, how did Gandhiji die? You can answer, Gandhiji was shot dead. After the second para, at Birla House, Gandhiji's relatives and followers had gathered round his body. There was silence in the room as Gandhiji breathed his last, that is, died. I have told you the noble person never die, that is, they are immortal, and we can use the word breathed his last or passed away. Okay, next, words of Bapuji's death had spread through Delhi like a flame fanned by wind. Here the news is compared with fan. News is compared with fire. Fire, that is the flame which is flamed by wind, and it will spread very rapidly, very quickly. So the news of Bapu's death spread throughout Delhi as well as the whole nation, India, like a flame. Sad groups of men and women had collected around build a house. Out of every window one could see a brown blur of faces. They did not make a sound. There was an unnatural silence. It was as if time stood still for those few minutes. It is the second para I have completed. If you have any query, you can ask me in the chat box there. You can ask me in the description, or you can ask me in the comment box of this video of this channel Kolkata tutorial. Go there, you can ask me if you have any doubt in this unit. Now we will go to next para. Next para, people were too stunned to speak in the beginning. Later, they clamored wildly, shouting and crying. They jostled one another in a stampede to break into the house. They calmed a little when it was announced that they would be allowed to see Gandhiji before the funeral. The people who gathered there, they were very much excited. They wanted to break into Birla house. They wanted to touch the feet of this famous person so that they would be holy. They would feel peace in their mind. When it was announced they would be allowed to touch, they would be allowed to see Gandhiji, they became silent. That is last para of the first unit. When one is faced with the shock of loved one's death, one whimpers, "What will become of me now that he has left me?" This was surely the question uppermost in the mind of mourning people. They looked like lost children. It was the question in many of our hearts as we sat still shocked and unbelieving. We believed, we listened to the broadcast telling the people of India that their Bapu was no more. Okay, it is the end of the para, that is unit 1, it is complete here. And here we have come to know comparison. Comparison, people were compared with lost children when they were mourning, they were crying when they lose their dear one, nearest one. So Bapu was such a dear person, such a nearest person to all of us, to all of the nation, to all of the countrymen. They were like lost children. They were crying and they were lamenting that Bapu was no more. Bapu died. What would happen to them? After this there is wildness. Clamored means demanded loudly. Jostle meant forced one's way by pushing. Whimpers makes low crying noise. After this there is comprehension. Look at the answers. Choose the correct alternative to complete the following sentences. Gandhiji had been shot on his way to a prayer meeting. The author came to know of Gandhiji's death by a telephone call. After this, number C. When one is faced with shock of beloved loved one's death, one whimpers. After this, there is the fill in the chart with information from the text. Date on which Gandhiji was shot dead, it was evening 30th January 1948. Place of Gandhiji's death is last, that is the Birla house. Information given by the broadcast, that is Bapu was no more. After this, there is the question 3, that is true and false. We will be discussing this one in the next class. Remember to share, subscribe and comment in the box so that you can learn more all about this lesson. Okay, thank you.